Hey YouTubers, it's me again. Today I want to talk about the Smith & Wesson SD40VE. Do a safety check for you. Hello. It's empty. The reason I want to talk about this gun is not because it's the best pistol in the world, but because it's a pretty good value. In fact, it's a really good value. I picked this pistol up used for $220, and I feel like for that price I've gotten so much pistol out of this gun. I really have. And researching it, it looks like anybody anywhere can get this pistol for around $300, if not less. I think the most expensive I've seen it for is $350, and that's still a good price for this gun. There's a lot of good things about this gun that make it such a great value and such a great firearm overall, actually. And the utilitarian aspects of this pistol are just so great. I mean, you can use it as a truck gun, to keep in your car or truck. You can keep it at your cabin, if you're a woodsman, you go hunting. An extra weapon, you could even use this as a carry gun. It weighs about 22 ounces, and it's pretty light as far as a full-size gun goes. I think what Smith & Wesson was trying to do is kind of cater to the Glock crowd, and in that way, I think they did pretty well. Of course, people who like Glocks I think pretty much hate this gun. I don't really like Glocks, and I love this gun, so that would make sense. The ergonomics are better on it. It doesn't have that really intense backstrap that, like Glocks have. It has a more comfortable, form-fitting backstrap to it. It's real easy to just grab. That was the first thing I noticed about this gun, was the ergonomics. It just it's perfect. It even has these little finger pads on the side, and I have really short, ugly, stubby little fingers. My finger can reach that finger pad. Well done, Smith. It has a rail that is not proprietary. Congratulations, Smith. That's very nice. You can use any type of accessory with it. It provides a really nice grip. In fact, thumbs forward is very nice because of that pad. You can put your thumb there. It's real nice. The other thing I want to talk about with this is the magazines are actually stainless steel. It comes with 2 magazines, and they're both 14 round, and I personally really like stainless steel magazines. They scream quality. I'm not saying that polymer magazines are any worse, but a company that takes time to put stainless steel magazines into their value guns, 2 thumbs up. I like that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to break this pistol down, and I'm going to show you what I think about it, because when you break it down, it's pretty simple to see where the value is and where the quality is. So it breaks down like a Glock, a little bit harder than a Glock, actually. You have to take these little 2 notches, and actually I'm going to take the magazine out. Take these little 2 notches, and yeah, you pull them down, let the slide go, pull the trigger, and there you go. This is the quote-unquote cheap value part of the gun. It's a piece of very light plastic. If you chucked it as hard as you could at somebody, they'd be like, dude, fly land on me? I mean, it's really light, It contributes to the lightweight, which is nice, but it's literally a piece of plastic. The trigger is also part of this assembly, so and that's the main complaint that many people have with the gun. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. So this is the half of the gun that is the cheap part that you would expect from a $300 handgun. where it differs, this is the quality part of the handgun. It has a stainless steel slide with a stainless barrel. It's very nice. It has a captured polymer guide rod, and I don't care for polymer guide rods, but I'm not going to be picky. I paid $200 for the thing. Nice traditional rifling. It's a nice little stainless barrel. And then the quality and the machining. My gun's a little dirty, but the quality and machining that has gone into the slide is very much on par with the M&Ps, the you know, any of the products that Smith has put out. It's very high quality. On the contrary, you could like smack somebody with this and they wouldn't feel it. You could take the slide off and you could knock somebody out. I'm not recommending you do that, you know, especially if you have a gun with rounds. Why are you going to take it apart and smack somebody with it? I would. No, I wouldn't. Anyways, yeah, the worst part about this slide is the joke of the plastic rear sight. It is a polymer sight. And I don't know any gun that has polymer sights on it. The front sight is metal, but the rear sight is polymer. Initially, I had some problems with accuracy on this gun. It's my biggest gripe so far. It was shooting low right, and I also did the test where I would, you know, put a bullet on there and pull the trigger, and the bullet didn't move, you know, so I knew it wasn't me. So what I did is I took a punch and a hammer and I drifted the rear sight a little bit, and it still shoots a little low, but it's more acceptable. It's more in the center. So I'm going to put this bad boy back together. Just wanted to demonstrate the quality that you get with the top half of this gun. It quite literally is like a half and half gun. The bottom half is cheap. The top half is as good as any Smith & Wesson you'll ever buy. And to put it back together, you just reverse it, just like any gun. And there you go. It's back. The trigger. Okay, a lot of people do not like the trigger on this. I will say, I don't know if it's because it was broken in. The guy that sold it to me said that only maybe 200 rounds got fired through it. Wasn't very much. I mean, it wasn't used very much. But I dry fire the heck out of my striker fired guns. My hammer fired guns I'm a little more picky about, but Smith & Wesson says it's okay to dry fire this gun. Gosh, how do I demonstrate this to you guys? You start here. There's just a little bit of take up right there. And it's kind of got this, it's the dual brake trigger system thing, where it's like half and half, kind of like the Glock almost. But there's just the tiniest bit of take up. And then you pull, and then it breaks. And then reset is about all the way out. So it's not bad. You really have to focus. But honestly, guys, if you have shot a revolver, if you think of this trigger as just a double action revolver trigger, you're actually going to enjoy it more because it's lighter than a double action revolver trigger, and it's meant to be a self-defense gun. There's no safety on here, you know, so there's less chance of negligent discharges. Quite honestly, if you view this less like a Glock trigger and more like a revolver trigger, you're not going to want to puke all over this gun so bad. You know, you'll think, okay, well, it's not so bad. Because really, it's not. And after you dry fire it a bunch of times, it smooths out. It's like one of those. I don't want to go as far as saying it's like a classic Smith trigger, because it's like nothing beats those things. Those classic Smith triggers are just beautiful. I love them. But it is smooth. I would say it's a step below car triggers. Car triggers are like good, but it's like right here after you break it in.